What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Juicy Streams, and in this video I'm really just going to be showing you guys a tour of my vinyl collection. Obviously you guys know I'm a music based YouTube channel and I actually collect vinyls occasionally when I can afford to, and I just feel like showing it off to you guys just because it's really something that I enjoy collecting. Some of you guys might enjoy doing that too, but I just wanted to just do a quick little video showing you guys what ones I have. I'm going to probably update the series once in a while when I get, like, I don't know, between 5 and 10 new vinyls, but this is what I have so far. I have quite a few, but I'm just going to do a brief overview of the ones I have, what I sort of like about them. It's not going to be like a full review because I'll probably end up reviewing them in the future, but I'm just going to be showing off what I have and what I like about them. So first on the list, this is in no particular order, I just wanted to mention that, we have Tyler the Creator's Igor. This is a really good album in my opinion, very nice record. It just sounds so crisp and smooth in its production. It almost doesn't sound like it's from, like, it sounds like something from maybe like the 90s. It's definitely not something that Tyler the Creator would typically make before the 2019, I believe, when this came out. It's definitely very more like soul kind of esque, not really rap or aggressive hip hop that he normally does. This is very more like soul, and I think it really emphasized his changing point with Flower Boy in his style. Yeah, so I really like this album. It's really good. I actually would really recommend it. I love this album to bits, so it only felt right to get this album on vinyl. Next on the list, we have someone a little more different. We have Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. This is probably one of his best albums. I wouldn't say one of his top 3, which is like a really unpopular opinion because I know people regard this as like maybe his best. I wouldn't put it in his top 3. Maybe like I put it as like his in terms of not like albums. I mean like projects. I put it on like 4th or 5th spot in terms of projects. This is like a weird opinion, but I feel like the Kendrick Lamar EP, which like nobody listened to, is like one of his first things. I love that album. And I just regard that too highly to put that, like, I put that above To Pimp a Butterfly, and I know that's weird. And anyway, I'm sort of like diverging into a different point. To Pimp a Butterfly is an amazing album. Kendrick Lamar talks about loads of different social issues. He talks about his growing up life. He talks about poverty. He talks about a diverse amount of things. He talks about personal experience. I'm sure if you listen to this album, you might recognize 1 or 2 songs, but it's definitely a deep dive and it's very atmospheric as well. Just like the Igor that I just showed you, this production on this one is just like amazing. I absolutely love this album. I don't really know what much else to say about it. Oh, also with Kendrick Lamar's new album, I might share my opinions in like a mini review very soon. Might do that next, but I'm going to share my opinions on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I believe is what it's called. I'm going to share my interesting thoughts on that album because that only came out a few days ago. Okay, moving on. Now we have a different sort of genre. So when I collect vinyls, I don't know if any of you guys are vinyl players, something that I find really interesting is you have a collection of music, and obviously when you own it, it feels like it's yours, so it sort of becomes more valuable, like psychologically. But I really like collecting vinyls where the album is from different genres but also different time periods. I really think that diverses your collection, and that's what I really enjoy doing. So although this has so far been in the same sort of, you know, like the 2010s kind of era, we have a different sort of genre here. We have the Gorillaz Song Machine season 1, possibly Song Machine. I think it's just called Song Machine. This is a crazy album. There's no real theme to it in my opinion. The Gorillaz have been going on for literally ages now, like the early 2000s maybe. They've been going on for ages, and I feel like with their latest project here, they didn't really have much of like a theme to go off of. Sorry about the shininess of this, by the way. I kept this one in like a plastic wallet just because I like really care about this one. They didn't really have like a theme, and it sort of like clashes together just like in a mess, but I kind of like that because it's like an organized mess, and I really like that when albums do that. They have loads of, up here they have the name of the songs, and in every single song I believe there's a feature of a different artist from different genres and decades. So for example, you have Robert Smith, and you can go from Robert Smith to like Schoolboy Q and Elton John and like Slow Tie. There's loads of different artists from loads of different genres, so I think there's like a lot of respect I can give to the Gorillaz here just for like including these different artists in their projects. So shout out to Gorillaz and shout out to Damon Album. Next on my album collection I have Kids See Ghosts. This is another shiny one because I wanted to protect this cover extra bad because I really like the cover. It's just so, I can't even explain it. I believe it was designed by someone Kanye West was in association with, sort of like a Japanese-esque, I don't know, 60s kind of cover. You have like these trees. You can kind of like imagine what you want this to be, a volcano. That's how I sort of imagine it. These like tropical trees. You have like some ghosts. I believe they symbolize Kid Cudi and Kanye West. I'm not too sure which one is which. I should probably know that. It's actually a really short album. You do have only one disc, side A, side B, and it lasts about 20 minutes, I believe. But I do recommend it. It touches on the topic of mentality in terms of mental health and looking after yourself. And it's an all-round, fairly happy album. If you look into the lyrics, I feel like there's a lot of deeper meanings. But yeah, 20 minutes is really short, fairly experimental as well. I really do love this album, and I recommend it to a lot of people. As previously mentioned before, I love this album, and before Igor came Flower Boy. Flower Boy is probably the album that I think most people would say, the album that changed Tyler the Creator's theme, his genre theme. It really just like took a turn. No one was really expecting it. So when he came out with Igor, he really could have done anything. So I'm kind of glad he pursued this more, I guess, sing-song, soul sort of. I don't really know how to explain it, but Igor was like, I'm glad he pushed forward in that direction, moving on more towards Call Me If You Get Lost. It feels like he's going to stay with that direction, but I feel like this Flower Boy is where he like implemented that change. Just to be like, hold up, stop, I'm going to really just do what I want. I don't want to like carry on with this whole wolf and goblin kind of vibe. I want to go with something else, and this is really what like kind of like changed everything for him, I believe. This got like really popular. I don't know when this was made. This must have been like 2017. I might be wrong, excuse me if I'm wrong for that. Yeah, 2017 it says down there. You have like a whole, there's no real there's a theme of general openness in terms of like Kendrick Lamar's new album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. He sort of talks about the themes of mental health in this album. Obviously he's going to be goofy like he always is, but he talks about the themes of like becoming famous. He talks about love a lot in this album. It's very open and very personal as well, and that's something I really like about this album. But I especially like it how he really emphasizes his change in genre. By now you guys can probably tell I'm a fairly big Tyler the Creator fan, but I just want to emphasize that with another album, Call Me If You Get Lost. Call Me If You Get Lost is his latest album, I believe. It's shiny, so I apologize for that, but Call Me If You Get Lost is definitely an interesting album. It's sort of it's definitely more hip-hop than Igor is, and probably more hip-hop than Flower Boy is, but it's like an enjoyable hip-hop way. For example, I didn't really like Goblin that much. I didn't actually like Wolf that much, which I know a lot of people did, but I actually enjoyed this album. I feel like he sort of switched up his take on hip-hop with a different sort of style. It's very interesting, has a whole theme, sort of like a holiday-like theme. It's very, very obscure in a way. But no, I really do appreciate this album, and I feel like I need to listen to it more to appreciate it more, because the more you listen to it, or with any project, it just gets better. But this is definitely one of those albums that I really enjoy from like second listen. Oh my god, this is probably the album that I first got. I remember it was I started collecting albums like a year ago, and I believe this was like the first one I got for like my birthday or Christmas or something. But I got the Fugees album called The Score. I nearly got that muddled around. But yeah, this is a good album. It's definitely hip-hop, soul kind of thing. You can actually hear sort of how old it is. When you listen to these other albums, you can definitely hear the comparison, but it just sounds like a classic. And that's what I like about it. It just sounds like good. It sounds right. And I feel like what they did with this album really did sort of... I feel like not enough people talk about... I feel like not enough people talk about this enough, that this album changed quite a bit of hip-hop in a way. Obviously not trap, the modern day trap, but I do feel like it changed the general kind of surroundings of the hip hop genre. Okay, next up, this is probably an album that I think a lot of people need to listen to, because I feel like not many people listen to it enough. Run the Jewels 4 is the name of the album by Run the Jewels. Run the Jewels is probably one of my favourite hip hop groups, artists. I really like one of the members. I literally forgot his name. I should know that. But Run the Jewels is definitely one of my favourite hip-hop groups and like sort of hip-hop artists ever. I love that cover. It's so like pink and amazing. I think Run the Jewels 4 is definitely on the better side of the Run the Jewels series. It's just so experimental, it's so loud, it's so party-like. You can just like vibe to it if you're in a sad mood. It sort of gets you in that good mood in a way. It's very undescribable, but if you have never listened to Run the Jewels before, I definitely recommend starting off with this album. I actually forgot I have this album. But we have Gorillaz' Plastic Beach. Plastic Beach. This is an amazing album by Gorillaz. I believe it's, in my opinion, one of their best. I do need to check out one of their other Gorillaz albums, because I don't think I've listened to it, but I need to check out that one. But so far from what I've heard, Plastic Beach is my favourite Gorillaz album. It just sounds so good, it sounds so amazing. It's been around since like 2010, I believe, and I think it aged like so well for its time. I think a lot of people say that, but I just love this band, or it's not really even a band at this point. We know it's just Damon album, but I kind of like its whole like visual side in terms of animations and drawings. I absolutely love that whole storyline arc. But musically as well, this is just like one of the best albums probably ever. It's really hard to describe what genre, probably like pop I'd say, but it's really hard to fit this into a category just because it's so atmospheric. Some of the tracks emphasize that atmosphericness. For example, in the first and second track, you really do get this tropical like beach vibe as emphasized by the cover, and you have like Snoop Dogg coming in like with the whole introduction, and it just feels complete. It feels like a story, you know, like if it was a book it would just sound amazing, you know. And finally, I have one more vinyl album. I feel like more of the older people, I don't want to offend you guys, don't worry, more of the older people on this channel that appreciate my videos are gonna probably appreciate this album more, because I feel like the younger generation doesn't listen to this enough, and I really recommend it to the younger generation. Just like check it out, because I don't know, it's just like something that I wouldn't really think of, but then I got recommended it, I listened to it and I love it, and I'm definitely gonna check out more of their stuff. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. This is an amazing album. It touches on so many topics in terms of the, I've got this the wrong way around, don't I? I've got this the wrong way around. I don't even know, because it's like, it's a wig cover. I'm pretty sure it's like this, right? I might be wrong. Apologies for that. But this is an amazing album. It just sounds so complete. There's like so many interludes, if you will. Interludes where there's like atmospheric parts where it's not real like music, but there's actual tracks where it's just atmosphere. I don't really know how else to describe it. This is an amazing album. There's some really solid kind of like druggy, like weed smoking sort of tracks in a way. Definitely reminds me of Breaking Bad in some of the cooking scenes with the whole I don't know what the instrument, I think it's the guitar that really does it for me. I love what they do with their guitars, and I think Pink Floyd is an amazing collective as a whole. They have an amazing discography. They're just amazing in general, but this is definitely a album that I believe could actually get you into rock. For example, if you're a hip-hop fan like me and you're trying to get into rock, then I feel like this is a good album to actually pursue and listen to, because I feel like it just opens up so many more doors when it comes to rock. So that was my vinyl collection tour. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that, and comment down below if you have any vinyls, if you have any vinyl recommendations. Let me know what your favorite out of this tour was. I'd really appreciate that. I'm gonna definitely pack these ones away because I have them sprawled across the floor and I really want to look after my vinyls. But I appreciate you guys sticking with me in this musical journey, and my next video should come out soon. I'm just in the middle of working on TikTok, because I know it's good for growth and everything, and I also definitely need to get back on my Instagram account because I haven't uploaded there in months. But I'm trying to stay consistent with YouTube because I really enjoy just putting my voice out there as opposed to writing up my reviews and also doing like funny little skits on TikTok. But I really like appreciate doing YouTube just because I can verbalize how I feel about each album and music as a whole and my weird opinions. But if you guys like this video, then please hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you next time.